Hey, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Dives, Mr. Crockpot on Twitter. Emergency podcast. What just went down? Major Eagles news just went down. The Eagles have traded their 6th pick to the Dolphins for number 12, and I'm assuming the Dolphins 2022 first-round picks. The teams also swapped mid-round picks. Eagles pick 156 for 123. 123 is in the 4th round. Holy shnikes. We're going to unravel this. We're going to break it down, give our just initial thoughts. Shane, what's going on, man?
Not much. I just got back from getting my 2nd COVID vaccine and sat down to eat lunch with my kids, and I saw this went live, so I threw them outside so I could come hop on and record.
My goodness. We just got done doing a mock draft. I've got a mock draft with Jamie Lynch in really under 2 hours. We're just going to do a 7-round Eagles mock. A lot has changed. Let's talk about it. What's your quick thoughts on the Eagles trading from 6 to 12? And this is a 3-team deal, right?
Essentially, so here's what it essentially comes down to, as best I can make out. It's essentially a 3-team deal. The Dolphins get the 6th overall pick, the 156th pick, which is a 5th rounder, and then a first from San Francisco in each of the next 2 years. The Eagles get 12 and 123, which is a 4th round pick this year, and Miami's first in 2022, and the 49ers move up to number 3. So essentially a 3-team deal. As far as the Eagles are concerned, they move back 6 spots in the 1st round, turn a 5th round pick into a 4th, and they're going to be sitting with Miami's 1st rounder next year.
All right. So we have done several mock draft pods on the Eagles here. We have my man Rob Lange joining. Here's my initial thoughts. I hate this team. Oh, I love it. I'm going to throw this up. Here's the updated pick order in the 1st round. There it is. So the Eagles have officially moved back from San Francisco through Miami. There's the draft order there. Pick number 12. We have Coyle joining in, says F you, Howie. We have Rob saying no Chase, no Pitts, no Waddle, and they will draft a punter. Doom and gloom here early on. That was kind of my initial thought when the first news broke that the Dolphins are trading out. My first reaction was, holy cow. So the biggest question here is, do the Bengals take Jamar Chase or Penei Sewell? And could Jamar Chase fall to the Philadelphia Eagles at number 6? Shortly after that, literally within 10 minutes, boom, the trade news broke, and the Eagles have moved back to 12. My initial reaction is this. I was shocked. I'm shocked they did this so soon. We have talked about this on Party on Broads countless times over the last couple months, that the Eagles are clearly looking at 2022 and beyond. That is really, truly the jumpstart for their rebuild. This is a transition year for the Philadelphia Eagles. I am shocked that they are just essentially taking themselves out of the Jamar Chase and out of that, train. So any other quick thoughts on that, Shane?
So I am not against this trade. I know I'm just perusing Twitter over here, and it looks like everybody hates the trade. It looks like I think a lot of you guys do, so I might be in the minority here.
I do not hate the trade. Okay,
good. So here's my thoughts. First thing I think this tells us is the Eagles, and I said this all along, the Eagles were absolutely in play for quarterback at 6 overall. The 49ers move up to 3. Quarterback is no longer an option. Okay, by the fact that the 49ers moved up, you only give that up for a quarterback. Now, the 49ers trying to move up, presumably they would call the Jets first and work their way down. the Jets turn that offer down, which you don't do unless you're taking a quarterback. So quarterbacks are going 1, 2, 3. If the Eagles are sitting at 6, a team will trade in front of them to 4 to get a quarterback. And so the 4 quarterbacks were going to be gone. As soon as this trade happened, quarterback is out the window. And so the Eagles bail off of that. They pick up a first-round pick, and they're going to move to secondary targets. Now, I don't think that's a bad thing for a few reasons. First of all, if you've watched some of our dueling mock drafts, I've been really big this year on trading back, picking up a first-round pick for next year for a few reasons. First of all, I do not think this team will be good in 2021. We're building for 2022. And so I am all for accumulating assets, putting some guys on the field to evaluate Hurts. And now we're back in that scenario that I wanted all along. We can get a playmaker. We can see what we have in Hurts. And if he's not the guy, you're sitting with 3 first-round picks next year to go make an aggressive move for QB1. So I like the move for that reason. I know there's going to be some gut reactions to, I can't believe they just moved behind the Cowboys and the Giants. I have those same reactions, especially after last year. But if you remove that, the value, I think it's a good deal.
I think the main reaction, majority reaction from Eagles fans is the Eagles are going to miss out on a playmaker again. I think that's everyone's kind of initial thoughts here. We have Ari saying no Kyle Pitts with the swearing emoji and crying emoji. We have Brian Baker saying maybe it's the Sixers fan of me, but I like picking up additional firsts while maintaining a relatively high pick this year. They're not one player away from competition next season anyway, 100%. Mark says it's not enough to move from 6 to 12. How are we making these decisions is a disaster. Lucas says we could have gotten a stud wide receiver, shaking my head. Mark also adds, I'm all the way down to trade back. I'm all the way down team trade back, but I would have preferred 8 to 10. Now the Giants and Cowboys get their pick before us. That's not enough to move back, in my opinion. Ari says, 6 are our only hope. Coyle says, why are you not waiting to see the board before doing this? I 100% agree with that. Ryan says, I'm cool with it. 3 first next year is spicy. Schefter says the Eagles were looking at 3. There it is. For Wilson, back up for assets. We'll dive into that in a second. And then lastly, Mark says Shane trading back. It was usually in 8 to 10 range. We still picked up. When we do our mock drafts, this was always the danger zone, at least when you're doing it via the draft network. This was always the danger zone for the Eagles because a lot of those players are like right on that fringe. There's like a cutoff with a lot of the playmakers here. When I say playmakers, I'm talking Jamar Chase, Devontae Smith, Kyle Pitts. On the other end, I'm talking some of the top cornerbacks like Patrick Surtain, Caleb Farr. Like you're in danger of losing out on all of these guys. And 12 is a little scary. 12 is a little scary. I fully agree with Bryant there. They are not in mode to compete next year. I'm a little down that it's an additional 4th rounder. I'm excited that they got that 1st rounder next year. I'm trying to process all this. But let's talk about this news because this is a huge tweet right here. It says the Eagles tried, according to Ian Rappaport, the Eagles tried to trade up to number 3, but they would only do it for Zach Wilson. We talked, Shane, whether or not the Eagles were committed to rolling with Jalen Hurts in 2021 and beyond, or using it now and getting their franchise quarterback. This is a big shock here, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's not. It's honestly, it's not to me. So I wrote an article for the Painted Lines back around the end of the season titled "Should the Eagles Draft a Quarterback at 6 overall?" And we talked about the fact in that article that last year the Eagles thought they had a franchise quarterback, a top 10 NFL quarterback in Carson Wentz, and they spent a 2nd-round pick on Jalen Hurts. They don't know what they have in Jalen Hurts. And so it was ludicrous ever to believe that the Eagles wouldn't consider a quarterback. And I said all along, I thought if the quarterback was there, I thought they would take it. Now, it does not surprise me that Zach Wilson was their guy. It doesn't surprise me that is who they wanted. I'm higher on Fields, but from a schematic standpoint, it doesn't surprise me that Sirianni or Howie or whoever's calling the shots wanted Wilson. Now, Wilson was never going to be the guy. He's going to the Jets at 2. But I believe they would have stood and taken Justin Fields at 6. That's out of the picture now. I think one thing that can be a positive takeaway for people that are kind of freaking out right now about all of this is the fact that this signifies Howie is not making panic moves for right now. Okay, that's a big concern when you have a GM that's on the hot seat. Is GMs have to think about the long-term success of a team. And so you get a GM that's on the hot seat, they're about to get run out of town, and they start making stupid moves like sending 3 first-round picks to move up a couple spots or something like that. Howie didn't do that. And so I think it bodes well that he is thinking about the future. Now, whether these picks will work out, whether he should feel secure, that's not necessarily the point I'm trying to make. But the fact that he's not making panic moves and he is thinking long-term. I mean, he just moved back, and the main thing he got was picks for next year. And so I think that's a good move that he's thinking with that longer-term mindset. And so Eagles fans should be happy about that.
We have a little off topic, but how do you feel about Sixers County as your social manager? We love it. We're more than excited, man. Sixers County is the man. Super honored to have him join us as our social manager. It's going to be awesome. We've got a donation from Ricky. If we get Micah Parsons, Patrick Surtain, Jalen Waddle, or Caleb Farley, it's okay. We have Rob saying Howie will probably still screw it up. He probably couldn't have screwed up number 6. It was foolproof. But now we go back to 12. It all boils down to Howie's scouting and talent projection here. So Ryan says top 12 is pretty good. We got an impact player no matter what. So Shane, let's talk about our top targets here real quick. Clearly, is it possible that the Eagles see Devontae Smith possibly slipping out of the top 10? That could be a focus point right there. I don't see Kyle Pitts falling out of the top 10. I just don't see it happening. Jalen Waddle, I doubt it. I highly doubt it. Who are your main guys here now at number 12?
So I'm assuming 4 quarterbacks are going top 4. Maybe not at 4 now since the Eagles moved out of 6, and you've got teams at 5 and 6 that are not going to take quarterbacks, but 4 quarterbacks at least are off the board before the Eagles pick. So assuming those 4 guys are gone, you just need 8 guys you're comfortable with to go at 12. And so you've got the 4 offensive playmakers, Pitts, Chase, Waddle, Smith. You've got Rashawn Slater. You've got the cornerback trio of Surtain, Horn, and Farley. That gets you to 12. Okay. Now, I'm not super high on Horn, but I think the Eagles will be. But that gets you to 12. You can even see more of those top guys push down if you see some other guys go. If Mac Jones somehow drops into here, I'm going to let Justin in. I'm not sure what happened here to Dibes, but so you could see more guys fall down the board if you get a Mac Jones going, before the Eagles. And I think it's certainly possible. I think a team could talk themselves into Mac Jones. I think you could get a Patriots moving up. So there's a possibility 5 quarterbacks go before the Eagles. There's a possibility Kwity Paye goes. And so you could see some of those guys push down. But if you're talking offensive playmaking targets, Devontae Smith is likely the only person that will still be there at 12. And to be honest, I'm not sure that I value Smith that highly. But again, I think the Eagles will. So I think that's the most likely option for him at that point.
Yeah, after Smith, the next tier is Rashad Bateman. We have Ryan saying Devontae Smith, Surtain, Caleb Farley, and Micah Parsons could be on the table. We will see. We will see. So how would you grade this deal? And we'll wrap it up, man.
I give it, I'll give it like an A-. I think it's good value. I would have liked to have had, I would have liked to have not moved all the way back to 12. I would have liked to have stayed in the top 10, but I really like how it sets us up for the future with 3 first-round picks next year. And again, next year is going to be a more safe draft class. There's so many guys that we don't know very much about. If you think about the guys that are at the top of this draft, Jalen Waddle was hurt most of this year. Jamar Chase opted out. Like, you've got all of these guys. Penei Sewell opted out. Rashawn Slater, I think he opted out. All these guys opted out. And so we don't have a combine. We don't have 2020 tape. So it kicks it down the road into a more certain year, and I'm okay with that.
I think I'm in that B range. I think I'll give it a solid B. I wanted from the jump the Eagles to trade down. It's not about 2021, guys. As much as it pains to say that, Eagles fans, it's not about 2021. It is about 2022 and beyond. However, I'm a little ticked off we didn't get like a day 2 pick. I would have really enjoyed to get a day 2 pick. There's a ton of targets there for the Eagles at safety, linebacker, you name it, cornerback. Really good fits for the Eagles in that day 2 range. We didn't get one. It's a round 4 pick. It is what it is. And I'm just shocked. I am shocked that Howie just at the flip of a switch did it now. I'm shocked that he didn't let the board play out first before jumping the gun like this. I'm shocked. So I'll give it a solid B. Again, it's about 2022 and beyond. If you don't know that and you're an Eagles fan, I don't know what to tell you. This is a transition year. New play caller, new head coach, new defensive coordinator. Everything is new. You're building around Jalen Hurts. I think. How would you think Jalen Hurts would grade this deal? I'm sure he's a little ticked off, don't you think?
Well, I mean, it means they're not for sure not taking a quarterback, so he's probably not upset about that.
Well, what about this comment by Yams? The fact that they wanted to draft another quarterback is highly disturbing. So there's that. We just had what was the press conference like not too long ago that we are building around Jalen Hurts? Of course they have to say that, but here we are. If Ian Rappaport's report is true, the Eagles are not officially 100% on Jalen Hurts, and nor should they be. But here we go. So it's just
right.
Crazy time.
It would be absurd at this point to be 100% in on Jalen Hurts. It would be negligent to do that. And so you've got people talking about, how he created a quarterback controversy last year, and now he tried to create one this year. And guys, if the Eagles drafted a quarterback at 6, there would be no controversy. He's your starter. Okay. The Eagles are not sold on Jalen Hurts, nor should they be. And so they were going to take a shot while they're high in the draft to see if they could move up. It didn't work out. They're going to move back, pick up a playmaker, and they're going to give him a year. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that process. I think there is a lot of things that you can criticize Howie Roseman for. I don't think that contemplating drafting a quarterback is one of them.
All right. So all aboard the Jalen Waddle, the Devontae Smith, Rashad Bateman, Micah Parsons train here for the Philadelphia Eagles at number 12. I think Caleb Farley, Patrick Surtain, say goodbye to Kyle Pitts, say goodbye to Jamar Chase. That dream is gone. It is officially gone. However, the Eagles are sitting pretty after next year. I wish we could just like bewitched, just go straight to this time next year, because that's going to be a totally different animal. But we have Jacob saying, I really don't want JC Horn. You're not too high on JC Horn, are you?
I'm with that. I'm not high on JC Horn. I got a scouting profile up for him. I'm not a fan. And I do think that the news coming out about Caleb Farley and his back surgery, I think you could see him fall to the end of round 1. I'm not sure he would even be in play at 12. So it's going to be interesting to see what shakes out. I know Parsons gets brought up a lot. I would not touch Parsons, period, in the first round. Too many character concerns there. So I'm interested to see. You don't make that trade back unless there's 8 non-quarterbacks that you're comfortable with. Now, whether they've evaluated them properly, I don't know, but you can be sure there's 8 guys that they're comfortable taking.
Wow. All right, man. RIP. Kobe says Caleb Farley is going in the 20s, and the Cowboys want Patrick Surtain. So that is our show, man. Final thoughts. I got a mock draft show, live 7-round mock draft show with Jamie Lynch in an hour and a half. I'm just praying that the Draft Network can update their mock draft simulator by that time. We will see. But anyway, great move for the Eagles down the road. Not so much 2021. Sorry, guys. And I'm like from the jump, I've been all aboard the Jamar Chase train. That has been my guy since we started this a long time ago. We just did a live mock draft where Jamar Chase actually was available at 6. Sorry, Rob. But anyway, final thoughts, Shane.
The Draft Network's already updated. I just checked. Yeah. So I'm about to run a mock draft myself, but
just doesn't end. It's like we're addicts. We're absolute addicts. Where can we find your content, Shane?
Follow me on Twitter at @halfandhalf_TPL. follow my stuff on the Painted Lines. I've got a bunch of scouting profiles up, and apparently I need to start moving into some more of those mid-first round targets now. So here we go.
My goodness. So just want to say thank you to everybody watching. Again, mock draft show going down at 3:30 with my man Jimmy Lynch from 97.5 The Fanatic. Tons and tons of fun. We'll wrap it up here with a word from our sponsor. Hey, what's up, guys? March Madness is here. The NBA and NHL are both in full swing. Baseball opening day is coming up, while we here at the Painted Lines are devoted to bringing you top-notch content from all the major sports. We are excited to also now give you the opportunity to cash in on all that content and knowledge. If you follow the link below, you will have the opportunity to sign up with BetRivers, an online sportsbook, and get an instant new user deposit match of up to $250. That's free money that you can use and try to turn into more free money. Let's go. Don't sit there and waste all that money. Turn every basket into an otherwise meaningless Cavs-Timberwolves matchup in on a random Wednesday in March. That makes it all the more exciting. For betting tips and advice, be sure to check out written content from our top prognosticator, Money Max, on our website at thepaintedlines.com, or check out the Tough Cover podcast right here on the Painted Lines YouTube channel. You've seen the commercials all over TV and radio, but now is the time. Sign up today with BetRivers using the link below and start cashing in on your love for sports. Using the link below will automatically inform BetRivers that TPL sent you, and you'll get that new user deposit match of up to $250. Don't miss out on this opportunity for some free money.